Hey, welcome to Chet Chat. I'm your host Chetna, and with me today on the show is Minoshka. Minoshka is a sophomore at Brown University. Okay, so talking about academics, Brown has this open curriculum and very different from the rest of the university. So you want to talk something about that?
Yeah, sure. So one of the main features of the open curriculum is that you don't have core requirements. So a lot of colleges, you have to do a set number of courses in different departments in your first 2 years. So what Brown does is it completely eliminates that part.
Okay.
So then what you have is you have 12 courses that you can just study anything of. So the core curriculum, what it kind of does is that you have to take one science, you have to take a math class.
Right.
With Brown, if you want, you can take 3 science classes. If you want, you can completely eliminate the science department.
Right.
But they do encourage you to take a broad range of courses. They are very serious about interdisciplinary studies. So I, for example, over the year took a class in the engineering department, and I have no interest in becoming an engineer, but I took one in the classics department. So it just allows you to really experiment with the range of courses you're doing. Which I'm sure other colleges do as well, but here it's like there's nothing that's holding you back from doing it. So whenever you go to class, the level of discussion is really high because whoever's in that class wants to be in that class because they have opted to select that class.
Yeah.
But you still have major requirements. So all colleges have that. So for example, for my English concentration, I have 12 requirements, and those you have to.
But I'm thinking there's a lot of positive in that. But perhaps do you think people lose their way sometimes?
So that's something that the deans of the college are very, very proactive about. So there's a lot of reliance on student involvement in helping freshmen make decisions. So we have this academic program called the Meiklejohn program. So where you get assigned a student advisor and also a faculty advisor. And both of them keep meeting with you through your first 2 years to give you tips and help you figure out that you want to do something. So they have a lot of faculty support in that area because it is true that for a freshman, having so many options suddenly can be a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, sounds good. And it also seems to me that perhaps the class sizes might get smaller just because you're spread out.
Yeah, definitely. So you have some big classes as usual, all the introductory classes, so organic chemistry, engineering, econ, the beginning classes are all really big. But because there are so many options, the other classes, most of my classes were 20 students or less. So whenever you go somewhere, you're having a really high quality of discussion plus one-on-one interactions with the professors.
Okay, Minoshka, so I'm thinking, can an engineering student escape the writing class?
So essentially no, because how it works is that the only requirement that you have at Brown is that you have to take a writing certified class 2 times in your 4 years. So you have to either produce a project or a paper at the end of the semester. What the university believes is that later in life you will be required to be proficient in writing in many different careers.
Right.
So they make it very easy though. So you have something called a writing fellow, which once again is an undergraduate student who will meet with you 2 times during the semester or 3 times during the semester, look over your draft, give you feedback, report back to the professor about the progress you're making, grade your papers and stuff like that. So then it's and it's an undergraduate student who has done this course before, so they know how the course works and stuff. So it's really nice because you have a lot of, you can consult with them all the time. You can go to the writing center where you study with postgraduates. They have so much more experience than we do, so they completely remodel the paper, or they give you suggestions to improve your language, your structure and stuff like that. So even though this requirement exists, it's made very it's very user friendly.
So you're not going to escape the writing class, but you will have a great experience at the writing center. Sometimes I find students telling me that after the freshman year they tend to move out. So how does it work at Brown?
So specifically at Brown, because it's a decently big campus and with not that many students, you have guaranteed housing for the first 3 years. And the first 2 years you are required to live on campus. After that, the third year you have to get some special permission to move off campus, but it's possible. Because they have vacant places within the dorm, so they want students to live there. But I had a very good experience last year, and especially now in lots of colleges, the dorms are getting renovated, refurbished, especially with new security guidelines and stuff like that. So it's been a pretty enjoyable experience. Plus, you're very assured that you'll be closer to classes if you're staying on the dorm. So it works pretty well with your food plan, your classes and stuff like that.
Okay, so Minoshka, I know you've been this well-rounded student with interests in dance and various other things, including studying really well. So how do you manage your time on campus?
So I think basically the most important thing is in the first few months you kind of get used to the routine, let yourself experience multiple things, and then after that, within the first month you will also realize what you have scope for and what you can't balance, and then it just really helps to have a routine. So like for me, I have different slots in the day to do different things, so it's kind of like when I'm compartmentalizing my day, I don't really feel as if I'm running out of time. Like if I have a text the next day, I can still afford to skip a club meeting or something like that. But in general, once you know what your routine is, it's very easy for you to stick to it.
Okay.
And then whenever you're free, you can get some studying done, you can hang out with friends and stuff like that.
Okay, fantastic. So she says, have a routine, have slots for everything. I know it's easier said than done. So we've heard so much about Freshman 15. Would you like to tell our viewers how we can pick on campus?
Yeah, sure. So a lot of the campuses have really, really good gyms. So what I do is I just make sure that at least 4 or 5 times a week I put aside 1 hour to go to the gym. And a lot of the gyms also have these classes throughout the year, which you can pay a certain amount for and become a member. So it's like yoga, spinning, Zumba, which is good because during the winters, especially if you're feeling slightly demotivated, that keeps you to go because you make friends in those classes. What I did is through the year have got 2 gym buddies. So we motivate each other. When it's cold, we go for runs and stuff like that. And regarding food, there's always an option to be healthy in the dining hall. It's more time consuming. So if you're in a rush, you probably will be more like grab a burger or something like that. So I think for me, the thing that just made a difference was that I made sure I had 2 hours for lunch every day. So I could actually spend some time in the dining hall with my friends and get a proper meal out of the way. Because breakfast is hard because you don't wake up in time. So I usually just wake up and run for class. So you want to make sure that at least one meal is really good.
Okay, so I like that. Don't rush your meals and give yourself 2 hours to have lunch. That's a good time to catch up with friends.
Exactly, yeah. One thing that I think is really cool at Brown is that they send you something called morning mail, which is describing all the activities that will be happening during the day. So there are talks. We have this thing called heavy petting, when dogs and when people who live in problems bring their pets on campus and you can just go and play with them and stuff. And it's usually before finals. So you learn about all of that from morning mail, which is really cool. But every Friday of the year, you have chicken fingers for lunch, and the lines can go on for hours. You have to eat lunch at 11 a.m. if you want to get anything, which is also pretty cool. So there's this fictional professor at Brown called Josiah Carberry, who taught psychoceramics, which is the study of cracked pots. And we have a dining hall named after him, and we have the library inventory system is named after him, and every Friday the 13th is his birthday. So they give you free cookies and stuff like that at the library.
Okay, that sounds fun. So any one of you think you like a cracked pot, I guess this is the right place for you to do. Thank you so much for being on the show. It was such a pleasure having you.
Same.
Thank you. Please click the subscribe button below. Like me at facebook.com/ChetChat101. Follow my Twitter handle at ChetChat101 or at Instagram ChetChat101. Please post your comments in the sections below. And if you'd like me to profile any specific college, please let me know. Thank you.